Thank you again for coming. We'll get started. I'm just waiting for Bill, my friend. Thank you so much for coming. This is a really, really great day for, me. But no, because you're here. My favorite people, my favorite thing to do is be around the business community and the community at large, because you're all excited and motivated to do good things here, which makes a better life for me and for the community as a whole. I first would like to thank, just so I don't forget, our sponsors. And if you could stand, please. I think they're all here at this time. Maybe I might be missing one. That would be Karen Enzenbacher from Amethyst Sky, Richard Sasson, B&E Accounting. We don't have to have 5 tables of Village people stand up, but I will mention the Village of Mount Prospect is in fact a partner and a sponsor of this event. Nicholas and Associates has a team here. Nick Papa Nicholas is my sponsor, and Cindy Adams from Nothing But Cakes. Can we have a huge round of applause for them, please? I would like to give a shout out to the mayor's grandchild who's wearing a Notorious RBG shirt. I'm just saying, is that fantastic? So I'm just going to quickly let you know that it is really, really important that you come out and support what we're all doing together, because that's how it's getting done. Some years are a little bumpier than others. In the chamber world, we have an occasional weather issue. Nothing big, snow in April, no big deal. But we had a good year this year, and we're really, really, really excited about 2020, in large part due to what the Village is doing now. And we're so excited about the path we're on, about the wheels that are spinning, and I encourage you to stay connected so that we can all be part of the big bus, just pushing straight through. This is our time as a chamber, as a business community, and as Mount Prospect. We are overdue for the grandest year, and I'm telling you, this is it. So please give yourselves a round of applause and help me welcome the mayor.
So Thursday's my day with Lucia, and my kids worked it out so well. The other grandma's got him Monday and Tuesday. I've got him Thursdays, and each of the kids has 4/10, so Wednesdays and Fridays are covered. So we all get to share in Lucian on my day to be here. Well, thank you for coming. I got to speak to many, if not most of you, that came into the room today, and I'm so happy to see some of our old friends and some new people and some brand new residents even who came to see what we're all about, so welcome. And I'm so delighted to be able to address you. As Dawn said, it's been an amazing year. The title of this lunch is the Dynamic Year Lunch, and you go, which year was dynamic, 2019 or 2020 coming up? Well, we all know it's been both of them, and it's just amazing. 2019 started with optimism and a clear vision. We set our strategic goals in January, and we finished the year with much accomplished and tremendous momentum for 2020. We all know that 2019, however, was both challenging and productive. First big important message is that the financial position of the Village remains extremely strong and stable. Even after factoring in investment in the new police and fire headquarters and the Maple Street parking deck, both Standard & Poor's and Fitch Ratings have assigned Mount Prospect a AA+ rating with a stable outlook. We're benefiting from a strong local economy. Healthy sales tax revenue allows us to rely less on property taxes. Our sales tax revenues, in fact, have grown in double digits, and we're cautiously hopeful that this trend will continue. All of us who know or are in retail or observe retail or buy from retail, we know that brick and mortar retail in particular is pretty vulnerable. But so far we've been doing really well, and we've been able to withstand things like a Bed & Bath & Beyond closing or a Carson's closing. Not that they aren't missed, because they are, but we do have a very strong, growing, and diverse economy here in the Village. So our sales tax revenues have grown in double digits, and as I said, we're cautiously hopeful that they'll continue to grow. This year, we were able to limit the increase to our property tax levy to 2%. Now, somebody say, well, why wasn't it 0? Well, the vote came out. It was not a unanimous decision, but the basic majority opinion was that we've got significant pressure from funding our public safety pension liability and also unfunded state mandates. And, of course, I mentioned the uncertainty in the brick and mortar retail sales. We did the numbers. We knew that that small increase was on the order of less than $20 a year for every resident. And we believe that a small increase this year will allow us to ramp up our fire and EMS services to neighborhoods in the South Mount Prospect and also serve as a hedge against the need for higher future increases. So it's all about risk analysis and a healthy observation of what's going on in the economy. Now, I mentioned the public safety pension liability, and it's really important. To relieve the public safety pension liability pressure on our taxes, as past president of the Northwest Municipal Conference and co-chair of its legislative committee, I was able to work closely with my colleagues throughout the Northwest Municipal Conference, the Illinois Municipal League, and our state legislators to make public safety pension fund consolidation a reality. The way it worked until this year, the end of the year when the bill was signed, each municipality has a fire pension fund and a police pension fund. There are over 650 individual pension funds throughout the state of Illinois. And quite frankly, it's a suboptimal situation. By combining them all into 2 funds, one for police and one for fire, built on a model that the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund uses, which means it's not state money. We're not turning the pension money over to the state of Illinois. It's basically a municipal fund that's jointly pooled for investment purposes and a board of governors elected by the member municipalities and by the affected police and fire personnel as well. So we believe that that consolidation will save about $33 million a year in administrative fees, and we believe that there's $1 million a day in lost income opportunity that we will recapture. And the way that was determined is we compared the returns of all of the 650 plus individual funds with the IMRF return. And the IMRF is the gold standard, believe it or not, in the country. And that comparison showed us that if we earned the same returns as IMRF, the state municipalities as whole could pick up $1 million a day that would go into funding the pension liability and not in lost returns and not in administrative fees. So we think this is really important. 2020 will be a transition year. There were some give and take in the legislation with regard to Tier 2 benefits, but once we get through the transition in 2020 and perhaps the next year, we're going to start seeing these increased returns roll in and relieve the most significant source of upward pressure on our Mount Prospect local property taxes. So we put that property tax question aside. We raise property taxes and all our revenue to fund our operations. And basically, we decide what we're going to do and how we're going to do it by going through our strategic plan. And we have a bunch of milestones in our strategic plan. So this year's accomplishments include progress on almost every top or high priority item in our strategic agenda. Nearly 70% of over 100 milestones in the plan are completed or on track as scheduled. Every one of our priority items has seen progress in the past year, and those that are not completed are multi-year projects or those that have experienced delays or setbacks beyond the control of the village. So what are those noteworthy downtown projects? You probably know what they are already because we've sure tried to get the word out about them. The private sector has stepped up and invested $160 million in our downtown. Construction is complete for 85 new residences at 20 West and Park Terrace row homes. We've received positive feedback, by the way, that our new downtown residents are enjoying their new homes. Construction is underway at 10 North, at Central and Main, and the Maple Street Lofts. In total, we will have 500 new residential units downtown, resulting in 1,000 plus new residents to support our local businesses and our community. They'll also provide a positive impact for our TIF district. The development of these 4 projects will develop almost $28 million over the life of the Prospect and Main TIF district, and with a minimal impact on our school populations. So it's one thing to do this and create a big demand and a big need to expand our schools. In fact, the target market for our construction will provide minimal impact on our school populations. And this value creation will be a significant windfall to all of our taxing bodies, including the schools, within the TIF that once the TIF expires. So projects that began in 2018 and 2019 across the village and these new downtown redevelopments have generated in excess of $250 million in new EAV, or equalized assessed valuation. That's important to all of us as property taxpayers. We don't levy a rate on the EAV. We levy a dollar amount, 19 million, 20 million, that is then distributed across the EAV in the village. The bigger the EAV, the less the impact on each dollar of EAV, and the less the property tax rate is going to be on our own individual bills. So we've been following a strategy of improving our EAV without significantly increasing our costs to offset that impact of the increased EAV. So some other things that we've done. For 2 decades, the village has wanted a park downtown along Emerson Street, and the Edwin and Elsie Mine Bussey Pocket Park is 90% complete. I think a lot of us are looking forward to that, especially for overflow space for our downtown festivals. Another important aspect, and something I mentioned last year, was our population, how we have sort of a bathtub curve. We have our senior citizens and this huge influx of young families coming in, and the rest of us middle-agers in the middle. And the senior citizens desperately want to stay in Mount Prospect as they age and as they downsize. So we've prioritized in our plan a strategy called Aging in Place in Mount Prospect. So we've approved senior housing projects in 2019 that will offer new residential options for seniors desiring to downsize and remain in our community. This includes the redevelopment of the St. John's property on Linneman, which includes a 90-unit assisted and memory care facility. It's currently under construction. And then Pearlmark Independent Living Facility on Kensington Road, right across from Home Depot, is going to include 73 units, some of which are going to be designated as affordable housing. In addition, the village is an active participant in the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus Aging in Place initiative, examining how to improve livability for seniors across many dimensions. The village sought input from residents through a series of focus groups held during the last quarter of 2019, and data obtained will be useful as we develop an ongoing policy to better serve our seniors. And I have to really say how proud I am of our team in Human Services servicing our seniors. Through my work as president of Northwest Municipal Conference, I became familiar with a lot of other municipalities we're doing. We are so unique in terms of the type of talent and resources we put into our senior community through our Human Services Department. And they have really embraced this Aging in Place initiative. And we're sharing what we're doing and learning a lot from what others are doing. So 2019 also saw the construction and opening of Mount Prospect Point, which includes Bona Beef, which opened in December, and the soon-to-be-open Texas Roadhouse, which I think we're going to cut the ribbon on the 20th or thereabouts, and the Tile Shop, which, as I see, is already advertising their Mount Prospect location. Village staff and the board worked tirelessly to overcome challenges with the Illinois Department of Transportation, who has jurisdiction over Rand Road. As part of our traffic control for that whole area, including the Rand Central Mount Prospect intersection, it was deemed that a light was really important. IDOT, in their infinite wisdom, delayed, enhanced the project, doubled the price, you know it. We finally are getting to a point where the temporary light is up and working, and we're going to be seeing that completed and further improvements to our traffic downtown. What's important is that this development will generate more than $100,000 in annual sales tax revenue. Significant progress is also made on the police and fire headquarters, and this will allow both departments to relocate to their new modern facilities this spring. These relocations address the need for additional space for the police department and will improve overall response times from Fire Station 13, and also allow the potential redevelopment of a key opportunity space, which we've taken to calling Block 56 in downtown Mount Prospect. So in order to do all this, it takes money. And the Village Board challenged staff to be proactive in seeking funding assistance from federal, state, and county grant sources. Staff was highly successful in 2019, so I'll tick off a few of those successes. We received $5.5 million in federal and county grants for traffic improvements at Rand, Central, and Mount Prospect Road. That has to be the biggest headache in the village. I hope $5.5 million does it. It seems like a lot of money, but we all know it's a huge issue there, and we're thankful for that grant money and thankful to Public Works in particular, who worked hard to get it. We also appreciate the work of our state legislators. Senator Ann Gillespie and State Representative Mark Walker assisted in bringing state funding to several key projects in Mount Prospect, including $900,000 to fund the train platform extension at the Metro UP right-of-way, and we're looking to do this to improve the traffic circulation downtown at peak periods. We have $788,000 for costs associated with storm sewer improvements, $535,000 for the rehabilitation of Well 11, and $288,000 to improve Pond 6 at the Kensington Business Center. $3 million, which came to the Army Corps of Engineers via the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, is dedicated to improve pump capacity at Levee 37. $230,000 from the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity will fund emergency standby generators at Levee 37. $1.3 million from the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District will construct stormwater detention and conveyance at Burning Bush Trails Park. And these last three grants, when taken as a whole, will reduce flooding in areas near the Des Plaines River up in the northeast portion of the village. This will directly improve the property values in that area. And we have to really extend our appreciation to the River Trails Park District Board and staff for their partnership in this flood control initiative. So we're working jointly with them to improve Burning Bush Trails Park and Aspen Trails, which will have stormwater detention and also improved athletic facilities for everyone who uses them. So we also know we need to engage our community, and community-based initiatives were at the forefront of the board's efforts in 2019. And we'll continue to push those in 2020 and beyond. We worked diligently on a community outreach plan, which resulted in part in the creation of our Community Engagement Committee. This committee was active in our Celebration of Cultures event, and we look forward to our third event this September. It's so cool when you talk to people and they go, we had no idea we had these kind of ethnic groups in our community, and the restaurants and the cultural opportunities. It's really been eye-opening for a lot of folks, and a great opportunity for all of our ethnic segments to showcase their time and talent and treasure. So we really appreciate it, and again, we're looking forward to the third event this September. We also have refocused on our community sustainability plan. And its new incarnation has taken shape. Some may remember when Mike Dallas was here before he went off to do beer making. He was our sustainability guy, and I guess there's something sustainable about making beer too. But then it kind of fell by the wayside, and we re-energized that whole effort, and I want to thank staff, in particular Alex Bertolucci, who's focusing on that. But really everyone, especially Public Works, is also involved in meeting our commitment as a member and signatory to the Greenest Region Compact. Mount Prospect is really leading the way thanks to the efforts of our Public Works Department, and it seems like every year I'm helping them collect a trophy or a piece of crystal or something or two. And in 2019 they received the Sustainability Partnership Game Changer Award by the National Waste and Recycling Association. And we truly are a game changer in our sustainability efforts that include many innovative programs like composting, textile recycling, household hazardous waste disposal events, and much more. So thank you, Sean, and to your whole team. We've also continued our partnership with High School District 214 by offering a micro-internship program in both winter 2019 and the fall 2019 semesters. Our Career Pathways Apprenticeship Pilot Program now serves as a model and is being implemented in high schools across the country. The hands-on local government experience for the students is truly one of a kind. They're actually doing real work on real projects and providing real results, and they presented the results from one wave of this group to the village board, and it was fantastic. The great experience for the kids and for us. I want to thank High School District 214 and the Mount Prospect Chamber for their assistance in providing this opportunity to our future leaders. So the momentum we built in 2019 continues in 2020 with a disciplined, planned approach to managing our $130 million municipal corporation. We began strategic planning in earnest in 2013. That's the year I became mayor, and I said, we did it this way on the job, we're going to do this way in the village, and it was embraced fantastically. Right now, we have institutionalized strategic accountability throughout the entire village organization, all the way down to the individual contributors, all the way up to Mr. Cassidy, the village board. We have a clear line of sight to our mission, vision, and goals. And it's really tremendous because we're all marching to the same tune with the same end goal in mind. So as part of this, we are going to renew that annual strategic planning focus this year. We're going to start work on this at the end of the month, and we'll be focused on how to achieve our village vision for use 2020 to 2025. We plan to complete a community survey, and we'll host a citizen summit this year to ensure our strategic plan is aligned with our stakeholders. We'll also begin a public review of the redevelopment of Block 56. We want the public to be involved, and we'll include, this block will include the Chase Bank and the police and fire station property. We believe this will unlock significant potential for value creation from new mixed-use, transit-oriented development. And along with that, we'll work to make progress on our commitment to improve downtown traffic circulation. And that means we also want to be a more walkable community. We'll enhance pedestrian safety by constructing crossings at Main and Bussey by Station 34, at Central and Emerson, and Central and Pine. And then we'll also complete those flood control projects I mentioned earlier at Burning Bush Trails Park and at Aspen Trails Park. Our eyes remain open to a potential threat to new development investment. So we always have to temper our optimism with a little dose of reality. And what I'm going to speak about briefly is the recent changes in commercial real estate assessments by the new county assessor. I'm not going to say he's done anything wrong. He's trying to bring some sanity and rationality to the way businesses and residents are assessed in the county. Unfortunately, he tried to do it in one fell swoop. And the recent triennial assessment increased commercial and industrial property assessments by an average of 100%. So the impacts of these reassessments are all relative to each other, as we know. Just because your assessment went up 100% doesn't mean your taxes will. If everybody else's went up 100%, you're all in the same playing field as you were before. But because the impacts of these reassessments won't be known until we get that second installment figured out on our property tax bills, it's going to be a little bit of a wait-and-see attitude among some developers and business owners because we really don't know what the impact on their own personal property taxes is going to be. So this is a risk factor that we had to factor in to our considerations. We will continue to partner with Cook County on the annexation of commercial and industrial properties along the Oakton Street corridor as we kick off our South Mount Prospect plan. This initiative will bring community funding for street and water improvements to this neighborhood, resulting in property value increases and fire protection improvements. So we're not doing this as the village is funding everything. We're trying to work out something that makes sense for the village and for the county. And I've been very pleased with the kind of financial partnership and planning partnership that the county has been willing to extend in this. So stay tuned. We'll want to make sure that you're all fully informed on what's going on there. So this year we will have plenty of opportunities to celebrate our achievements. February 1st, we're going to have our Shining Stars celebration. And this year, our much awarded Public Works is going to get perhaps the most important award. They are receiving the Unsung Hero Award, a Shining Star. And many of you have worked with Public Works during our various events. I know how instrumental they are to the success of everything we do as a village. I can't be more proud of that. Thank you again, Sean, for everything you and your whole team does. What else are we going to do? We're going to dedicate the Bussey Pocket Park in April. our new fire headquarters in May, our new police headquarters in June, our new Maple Street parking deck in August, and finally we'll celebrate our diversity at the Celebration of Cultures in September. And if they're on Thursdays, Lucian's going to be with me. So 2020 will be a year of challenges and opportunities, but it will also be a year of accomplishments. We can't reach any of this alone. It's your community support that keeps us moving forward. I would like to wrap by thanking the Chamber for their commitment to our partnership with the Village, and we're a stronger community because of it. Dawn, thank you, and to your whole team, and to all the members of the Chamber, and the Downtown Merchants, and the Lions, and everybody else who really does a wonderful job of making our community what it is. Many of you are not only business people, but you're residents of Mount Prospect. Your love of this community will create a lasting legacy that will allow us to meet our potential not only in the coming year, but for generations to come. So thank you so much. It's a little long, but I think we have an awful lot to talk about in the Village. Thank you, and enjoy your lunch.